This one decision is what allowed me to collect multiple PropFirm payouts. It's not because it made me enter better trades, but because it controlled when I was allowed to take trades. You can see that these payouts didn't come from a better strategy. They came from fixing one step that most traders skip. And today, I'll be showing you guys the very first step. Later on, I'll be providing you guys chart examples and setups that I took with it as well. But for now, I want you guys to be taking a look into this one over here. Now, just by looking to this one, I'm sure you have a lot of confusions on what you're actually looking at. Now, there's one thing that I always like to look for every single time I look for a trade, and it's always looking for a AOI. From here alone, I know you guys are pretty much wondering where is the AOI, but before you'll be able to dissect, specifically find where the AOI is, you got to be understanding how candle behavior moves. You have to understand that before a green candle opens, especially right here, okay, this candle right here, I want you guys to count and think that this is the green candle right here. It will always open over this level. It will always go to the lowest first, which is this one right here. Then it will go to the highest, and then it will close over here. So you will pretty much see a candle behavior going something like this. This is the most specific candle behavior that you will always see. Now, with the red candle, it goes the other way, okay? For the red candle, it typically moves the other way because the red candle will always opens up here, and then it will go to the highest, and then it will go to the lowest, and then it will be closing over here. Now, if we're going to be marking that for the red candle, it will always starts all the way up here, right? Starts over here and go to the highest and drops down a little bit further and goes to the lowest and then closes right here. And this is when you're going to start combining what the next green candle happens. So if the next green candle pretty much shows you a specific candle movement like this, then you can easily draw it out where the green candle opens, which is like this. It goes to the lowest and goes to the highest and then closes right here. Now, once I have this simple systematic matter, this is when I start marking my AOI. So this entire point of interest right here is going to be my AOI. Now, don't worry, guys. I'll be showing you guys live chart examples a little bit later on. So let me just delete everything right here. And once you guys got your AOI right here, let me show you guys another example. Remember, guys, this is going to be a green candle, meaning the green candle opens right here, okay? And it goes to the lowest, it goes to the highest over to the wick high, and then it closes over here. Now, for the red candle, it opens up a little bit right here. It goes to the highest, it goes to the lowest, it closes right here, right? Same thing for your next red candle. Opens up right here, highest, lowest, and close. Now, if you're going to be marking that up, how does it look like? Well, it will look something like this. And then gives you a movement like this. Bang. So once you have something like this, where is going to be my AOI? This is going to be my AOI. And that is really just the most simple way on how you can pretty much draw it. Because you can pretty much see the other scenarios as well. So from here on alone, you can see that we're opening right here. Lowest, highest, close. And then open for the red candle. Highest, low, close. And then the opening of a green candle, open, lowest, and highest, and then closes here. Now, what does this mean for us? This then becomes our AOI. And you can see from our AOI, you can see the market came to the bottom and wicked us up perfectly before pushing to the upside just right here. And I want you guys to understand that this is where everything starts. Part of the entire system that I'm going to be showing you down the line. So now we're going to be jumping into the charts real quick. So now just jumping to the charts right here, you can easily see what I exactly mean. Now, for example, for this specific top area right here, you can see that we did have this green candle right here. You can see it open to the bottom and then close to the top side. And then in the next candle right here, it opens right here, goes to the highest, goes to the lowest and closes. And you got something like this, right? You got something like this. And once you got something like this, this is the area where you want to be marking your entire zone. And this is going to be one of the first steps for the entire trading system where you can capitalize on this big move like this. Now, let me show you guys a little bit something as well. You can see that we did have this candle movement right here. You can see it opened like this. And then the next red candle, it looks a little bit ugly and then went to the highest, went to the lows. And then what does this mean for us? That this then becomes our AOI. This is where I would mark my AOI, and this is where I capitalize short positions. You guys did see my recent reel. This is exactly the area where I was able to make my money as well, where I took a few trades that hit my take profit. If you guys did not know, this is one of the very most important frameworks that I did use to be trading my PropFirm's account that allowed me to be passing multiple phases and get PropFirm payouts. So let's try to move in with a little bit of more examples over here. Now you can see for this one as well, the same thing. It opens right here, did like this, drops to the bottom, and then this becomes your AOI right here, right? So let's try to find a little bit more examples. So we can see over here, you can see the market structure did this, went to the lowest, and it has some candle looking like this. And then what does this mean for us? This then becomes our AOI. Now, I know you guys love more examples, so let me provide a little bit more examples right here. You can see over here as well. Remember, guys, the red candle opens up right here, goes to the highest, goes to the lowest, goes to the closing. The green candles open here, lowest, highest, closing, and like this. You can draw it out like this, and this then becomes your AOI, and you can see the amount of rejections you're currently seeing in this level. If you want me to be making a little bit more of an in-depth video like this, specifically just how the candle moves, a specific candle behavior, then comment down below and I'll be going a little bit more in-depth for that one. Now you can see over here again, there is going to be another example for an AOI like this. Then you can mark this level and you can be taking an eye over this level for potential play. Remember, guys, this is just going to be the first step. Okay, this is going to be the first step of the entire system. So moving on, I'll be showing you guys how did I use a specific AOI before I could specifically take this beautiful entry right here that I did take last week, Friday, for January 15, I believe, or January 16. And yeah, so you can see from my PropFirm account, I'm currently up pretty good. For the phase 2, I already passed this 2-step account, so I'm already waiting for the live account. It's currently onboarding. I have another 50K, which is this one right here that I will be trading after I get my payout for this account. So once I get a payout for this 50K 2-step, I will start trading my regular 2-step phase 1. Potentially, hopefully I will get funded. I know I will get funded. But then the beautiful thing over here is that this specific trade that we did take right here, this allowed me to get out of drawdown. And then now I'm up 2% where I am technically eligible for a payout. If you guys don't believe me, let me just jump over here. Now we're in the Funding Pips dashboard. You can see that we still have every single account over here. Let me just refresh the page for you guys to pretty much understand on what's going on. And there we go, page is refreshed. And yeah, we're pretty much cooking. So let's try to take a look over here, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys are pretty much asking, how did I get my entry over here? So you can see that our entry point is sitting at 4,597. So we're just going to be grabbing this 4,597.83. So that is pretty much our entry point, and the stop loss was 4,594. So just like this, right? 4,594. Let me just grab this right here. And then our take profit was sitting at pretty much 4,612. So that was such a good trade, 4,612. And this was all the way on 16th of January, pretty much right here, 16th of January. So yeah, so it was pretty much around this area right here where I pretty much took my beautiful, beautiful entry, okay? Now you can see that how did I pretty much have this beautiful entry right here that allowed prices to pretty much boom to the upside. Okay, so let me just make this color green since this is pretty much our take profit right here. Let's make it pretty much green and let's increase the size right here. Let's make it green like this. So our take profit, and orange is going to be our entry, and our stop loss is going to be the red color like this. And from this, how did I pretty much know that this is going to be our entry point? Well, simple. You can see that based onto our candle behavior, candle understanding, right here, what did this give me into context? This allowed me to understand that this is going to be our AOI, right? Our AOI. So once I have that idea into my head that this becomes the AOI, let me just mark this simply like this. For AOI, I waited for prices to pop to the upside. I waited for a push to the downside right here. You can see that the market pretty much wicked over here into our AOI, and then somewhere in the lower time frame, in the next framework, in the next steps that I'll be showing you guys down the line in the future. Since remember, guys, this is only step 1, and this alone will not be able to make you money because this is part of the bigger system that I currently have that allows me to pass PropFirms, allows me to get payouts, and which I'll be sharing with you guys somewhere down the line. So make sure you press the subscribe button to be seeing the next future videos. So what I did over here, I did have my entry models and whatever, took my entry, stops a little bit down to this low, and then TP right here. And you can see what happened next is right when the opening of the candle, we have a beautiful 4RR trade that allowed me to be pretty much be up 4% on my 2-step and allowed me to be eligible for a beautiful payout in the future, which I can pretty much request in the next 2 weeks. And I think I'm going to be trading this account still. I'm pretty much aiming over 8% or 6% for this month before I request a payout. I want you guys to understand, once this step is clear, once you're finally be able to understand how the AOI works, everything else becomes execution, confirmation, the risk, and the frequency. And a little bit of a bonus thing, if you guys want to be seeing how this entire framework works live, I break down my longer videos inside my free Discord, and you can pretty much join the free live webinar. Remember, it's free here, okay? So if you guys want to be seeing that much further, join in the Discord down below, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye-bye.